This is the Men of High Value channel. My name is Joseph. In the last video that I made, I spoke about the coronavirus and in terms of what you can do to boost your immune system, and that was of course the life hack of semen retention that we speak about a lot on this channel. It is the best step towards masculinity, but it's also the best step in order for you to have optimal health and not have any neediness towards women. But today I wanted to tackle another angle of the coronavirus and what it will do to the economy and how you can profit from it. Now that the virus has spread to 6 continents, it is inevitable that it will reach your location no matter where it is that you are. As part of this, I want to talk about one emotion that is critical in all of this, and that is the emotion of fear. Fear is feminine. Fear is not having control over your circumstances and surroundings. And because of that fear, you end up being paralyzed, not being able to take action, which then makes you even more feminine. The only thing you should fear is fear itself. There's no purpose to having fear or worries. You should be able to figure out what it takes for you to be prepared in order for you to make things happen so you can prevent things from happening in the future. Which leads me to the second quote, which is, "If you are prepared, you shall not fear." Preparation is masculine. Understanding what's gonna come and then being ready to tackle it when it comes. That's what we do on this channel. That's what I wanted to share with you guys today in terms of preparing you as a leader for that which is to come when it comes to the economy. The coronavirus is actually what they call a black swan event. And the black swan event means that it's an event that happens that no one could have predicted in advance, that has repercussions on the market on a large scale. The boom that has been happening in the markets in the last 10 to 20 years is insane, and it has been artificially being built up because of the debt that the governments have gotten ourselves into. So the market has been growing like a bubble for years and years and years. And it was predicted that there was going to be a massive collapse in 2016. We are way past overdue a financial crash. It came to the point where tons and tons of people have been beginning to invest in the stock market. And that is when you know that things are about to happen. It has also been said that the best time to invest is when there's blood in the streets. Well, we're not coming there yet, but I'm explaining to you right now the domino effect of the coronavirus. This was the black swan event that will make everything happen now over the next 12 to 18 months. What's going to happen? Well, first of all, because of this fear that's going to grab the masses because of the social media hysteria of the coronavirus, even though the coronavirus might not be a big deal. The fear itself has penetrated every single country, and every adult everywhere now in the world knows about this virus. So what is going to happen as a result of this virus? Well, we first have to look at China. Because of the Chinese's authoritarian style, they've been able to quarantine a huge city with millions and millions of people, which a lot of people all over the world know that not many other countries will be able to duplicate. Which means that this is going to spread a lot faster and a lot worse than what it has been doing in China, from my understanding. If everyone can travel everywhere, no problem, and it has arrived on every single continent, you better believe that it's going to come near you. But remember, that's not the problem. We've already spoken about the semen retention. We've already spoken about boosting your immune system. The problem is the fear that people will have as a result of this virus, which means People will work less. They're not going to go into work as much. They're not going to purchase a lot of products. They're going to stay at home. They're going to contract instead of expand. And when everyone contracts at the same time, the economy is going to contract as well. Can you imagine the Wuhan region in China right now in terms of small and medium-sized businesses? They're going out of business. It's getting worse. And right now it's not getting any better before the coronavirus has actually completely faded away. It is the government that has to supply all of those people with whatever it is that they need in order for them to survive. The financial contraction of people's households will create a contraction in the world economy itself. And since the market has massively been growing since 2010, there's going to be changes. So these are the things that are going to happen in the economy, and in this order or interchangeably, we'll see. But the number one thing that's going to happen is that prices will increase on everything. Prices will increase on everything because people are not working, and it costs a lot to keep them working under these special circumstances. That's what we call inflation, when prices go up. Because the demand for those goods will still be there, but the supply will massively decrease. So the prices go massively up. That's what happens. The second part that will happen because of this is that the interest rates are going to increase as well. But the problem with this is that the government cannot increase their interest rates right now because it will create an even bigger collapse. And they can't have that, so they're going to spew more money into the system, which means printing more money, and it's being printed faster and faster by the government, and that might just be the cause of hyperinflation in the near future. During all of this time, obviously, companies are going to lay off tons of people and restructure their companies, and people are going to lose their jobs. What's going to happen with those that have lost their jobs is that they're in a financial crisis market, which means that there's not going to be anyone hiring because everyone's looking for a job at the exact same time, and no one will be hiring en masse during those risky periods of time. As a result of this, people are going to riot in the streets against the government. They're going to blame their leaders. Now, Trump is trying to make it so that this financial crisis does not happen before the elections, because then he might not be re-elected and there's going to be a lot more problems because of it. So he is doing everything he can to be re-elected so that he can go another 4 years and, I guess, push the problem forward a little bit more. Because there are no politicians that can fix this situation. It's been out of control for years. And it's finally coming to a T. Now, this is something that excites me, okay? It fires me up outside my brain, and it should you too. However, it looks kind of freaky, it looks kind of scary when you first look at the surface. But think about this. I have a wife, I have 3 kids, and I'm fired up about this, no matter what happens, okay? Even if I were to lose all of the money, I'm fired up about it because I understand what it takes to build a business. No matter where I am in the world, I can create a business. I will find English-speaking people. Even if I have to do that in Georgia as well, I'd find English-speaking people that I can work with, and we'd be able to build a business out of nothing. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what product needs to be sold or what service I need to render. Building a business is all about you as a leader and you being masculine and you having an ambition and a vision of what is possible. When everyone is running away from risk, that is the time when you need to step out and say, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make things happen. And people will begin to look to you as a leader. And when there's massive unemployment, this is the time when you can make the most money ever. It is very difficult to make a lot of money when the markets are good. It is when the markets are bad that you make the most money if you are prepared. And that's what I'm trying to do with this channel, is to make sure that you are prepared for what's coming in the next 12 to 18 months, so that you can work on you starting a business and work on your leadership to take massive action. There's no time right now to be watching porn and not practicing semen retention. This is it. It's happening as we speak. In the next 12 to 18 months, there's going to be a huge crash. And we got to be ready for it. And I'm excited. I'm fired up about it. And I'm trying to fire you up as well, as long as you start taking action. How long does it take for you to go from where you are right now to becoming a leader that takes massive action and that is actually capable of leading those that are coming behind, that maybe even be more skilled in whatever it is that you're trying to do than you? You're going to have educated people and skilled people that will work for nothing during a financial crisis, as long as they are working, as long as they're producing food for their families. You can be the guy that is voluntary celibate, that has no wife, no kids, nothing. And you can actually go ahead, be in the front of creating a business or a service or products that people need at this point in time. Obviously, in the beginning, you're going to be rendering this service or product all by yourself. That's what Luaista, my coaching client, did for the first 5 months. He had no one. But because he was using my coaching, we were building massive momentum to the point where he needed to hire more people because he had no capacity to handle all of the orders that was coming in. Now he has 3 or 4 guys who are working alongside him, and yesterday 3 of them were there at the exact same time. That can be you if you put in the work, if you put in the ambition, and you take massive action the next 6 to 12 to 18 months and get ready for the amazing momentum and growth that is coming your way if you are a leader. You see, the coronavirus and whatever financial crash is going to happen, if you have that silver lining, that positive attitude that you can do anything and that you can make things happen because you are working with people who are making things happen, everything changes. Everything. It's all in the mind. You can do amazing things if you make the choice that you will do amazing things. But first, we got to get rid of the porn. We got to start practicing semen retention so you don't need women at this point in time. Do you hear? In the next 2 to 3 to 4 years, don't think about women at all. You're voluntary celibate. Get rid of it. I had 2 guys on my Facebook in the last 3 days that wrote, "I proposed," and she said yes. And I'm like, oh my God, are you serious? Because I understand the potential of what men can do if they're single. Now, it's a positive thing that those women are off the market, so now fortunately they're not going to sleep around, hopefully. But in terms of you, I want you to succeed massively before you involve yourself with women and especially kids. That's my massive recommendation as a happily married man of 10 years and with 3 kids. Set up your financial foundation once and for all. It takes 2 to 3 to 4 years, absolute maximum. It will go a lot faster if you've got me as a personal coach. If you haven't gotten your free coaching session, again, make sure that you contact me with the DM on Instagram at Men of High Value. And let's get you started, man. This is the time. There's no better time for you right now to start a business. It's not going to cost you anything to start a business. It's not going to put you into debt to start a business. You just simply don't know what kind of business you can make that will not put you into debt and that doesn't cost any money to get started. The only thing you need is the right mindset, the right idea, the accountability, and the commitment to making it happen. Having me as a coach will be the only expense, but that money you get back the first month as long as you do everything that I tell you to do. Obviously, if you don't do what I tell you to do, then basically you're just hearing me blah, 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 blah in your ear. But if you listen, then things actually begin to happen. And you begin to see results. And you're like, dang, he actually does know what he's talking about. And I'm actually getting results. Do you believe that Luaista actually regrets that he became my client 8 months ago and he's paid me every single month after that? It's impossible to regret going from $1,000 in a month to $17K in revenues in a month, 8 months later. I can't promise you those results. It completely depends on you. But if you do the work, and if you allow yourself to be led, and then you lead yourself, you will begin to understand how to lead others. And when you begin to think big in terms of leading others, by saying, I'd rather have 1% of 100 people's productivity than 100% of income from my own productivity. Because that's just silly. That's just ridiculous. Find a way to lead others, make them successful by training them right, and karma will bring you tons back in return. The coronavirus is a positive thing if you are prepared. The financial crisis that's going to happen is a positive thing if you are prepared. This channel is the best thing that has happened to you ever in your entire life. And I will prove it as you begin to follow the steps I've outlined on this channel. This is the Men of High Value channel. Make sure you like and subscribe and share, and I'll see you in the next one.